Make sure that you come over, that you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It is about to be Sunday Night Live. We got a lot to talk about. So I need everyone to go to William McCray, or is it Sir William? Anyway, you'll find me. I'm on YouTube. You'll definitely find me. So I'm about to do my Sunday Night Live. Need all of you to come over and join me on tonight. All right, we got a lot of great topics, a lot of stuff that we are going to chop it up and talk about. Also, if you have any of you that have any submissions, yeah, I know, good old church announcements. That's getting to be a hot little section. So y'all definitely meet me over there. All right. Greetings. So I am doing the little promos. You all keep coming in, liking and sharing and liking and all of that good stuff. Let everyone know that I am on. It is Sunday Night Live. We have been a fun day, a busy weekend, busy day, but it has been fun. And so we have a lot to discuss on tonight. All right, y'all keep coming in. Please keep liking and sharing on all of your social media platforms. Let everyone know that I'm on. All right, greetings over here on Bingo, Bingo, Bingo. All right, it is none other than Sir William. It is time for Sunday Night Live. And we got a lot of stuff to talk about and to discuss on tonight. Want you to meet me over on my YouTube channel, and make sure that you like and subscribe to me there, as well as my Instagram and all of the places that you can find me on social media. All right, so I need everyone to hurry up and jump over there. Mark, Galietto, Vince, and all of you people, lovely, all of you. Get over there. All right. Make sure that you are watching. I'm a little bit late, but y'all know it's Sunday. So what can I say? All right. And it is time for us to be live on IG. Okay. All right. And there we are. All right, greetings and welcome to Sunday Night Live with none other than yours truly, Sir William. Oh my gosh. Thank y'all for coming in. Let me go on and say hello, Rita, Barbara Martin, La Princia de Palma. Am I saying it correct? Nita, greetings to you. Peter, greetings. Adrian, Adrian Roberts Davison. Oh my gosh, where have you been? Greetings to you. Let's see who else. Malika Hill is here. Natson, and my moderator and my girl that helps me, none other than Goddess Fatima. Thank you. Desiree, Miss Dior, thank you for being here. Hey, my friend and brother, Overseer Robert Ware is here. All of you, thanks for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Please click that as you come in. Please click the like and share let everyone know that we're on. This is the famous night. This is the big night. All right, this is the official day. And it is Sunday Night Live, one of my favorite days of the week. All right, and Instagram, as you all keep coming in, all right, make sure y'all, you know what, you all haven't bought any badges in a while over there on Instagram. Oh, okay, Slay from Cleveland, you all keep coming on in, and we got stuff to discuss, so we're gonna jump right in. Let's hurry up and get at least 100 people in the room, so we can go on and have a good. We're gonna hit this hard for a good 2 hours. Am I talking right? We're gonna hit this good and hard and uh heavy for 2 hours, and then we're going to um call it a night. I think that'll be good. Thank you. I'm not sure who this is, but it looks like we got a super chat in, and we are grateful for that. The ways to give are posted and up, and so we certainly look forward to those of you that like me and love me and follow me and support me. It was good, really, really good to meet and see some of I don't know really how to. I don't feel like you all are fans. Like, I don't, because I don't see myself as like famous. I'm just Sir William. I'm just a cat that's myself. So when I encounter you all, it's always a pleasure to meet. And I'll say this. I always get, I don't know what this YouTube camera does to me, but it goes without fail. It goes without fail that I get, you look so much better in person. I don't, you know what? It doesn't even offend me or bother me anymore. It used to be like, well, what did I look like? I would kind of wonder that or think that in my mind. And so everyone always says that, oh my gosh, you look so much better um in person. And they say it, men and women, they say it before they even realize that they're saying it. Have you ever said something to someone, but it's almost one of those statements, you say, oh my gosh, congratulations, I didn't know you was expecting. And then you find out that they not expecting, she just fat. You thought she was pregnant and she ain't pregnant. You know what, let me tell you, when you do that, it is nothing. It ain't no way to clean it up. It ain't no way to walk it back. It is no way to get out of it. So the thing to do, if you not absolutely for sure, just don't say nothing. Cause it is nothing worse than telling a big back woman that she looked pregnant and she and she is not. All right. Hey, Edward Lawson is here. Smarta, what's going on, girl? What is going on? Thank you for being with us, Gladys. All of you, please, as you come in, please click the like and share. Share the link. Share the link. And then all the ways to give is there and listed. Also, you got to sign up for those of you that haven't. You got to make sure that you're added to my text list so that you can get the text message that you subscribe to my text messages, so you can get good tea and good information first, get the obnoxious topics and all of that stuff first. Got a number of things that we want to talk about on tonight. And want to certainly want to give a shout out to I want to certainly give a shout out to Miguel Wilson. He had his uh, Polo Classic on today. And so, I was glad that I was back in town at least to get in on the event today. It's from my understanding that they added some additional events to the weekend roster of things, and so it was certainly fun. A great day party, and anytime or any reason to get real dressed up is always the best. So it was good to see so many good looking Black people that was in attendance and well dressed. Like, I'm gonna tell you, if you ever go, if you what the fashion looked like was, if you have ever gone to a Morehouse or a Spelman graduation or a Howard or a Hampton graduation or um a uh, uh, church convention during the summertime. I mean, everyone was dressed up and looking good, and it was so good to see so many pretty ladies in their hats and fascinators and just looking good. It was certainly an event. Um, and it's almost like one of those things where you have friends and you see people, like, and you saw them last year or you met them at Polo Classic, and then you hang out for the weekend or what have you. So big shout out. I think this was the 8th year that Miguel has done that, and it's a really, really great weekend and a great cause. Polo is an English and a rich man's sport, because you know a lot of us barely got enough money to take care of our family and the human beings in our family household, let alone to add to that, if you got to have some money to have a horse and pay stable fees and be able to either have a house big enough to accommodate a horse, or you have your horse in a stable somewhere, and that you have to, that's your baby, so you have to pay and make sure that they're well taken care of. But the horses are absolutely beautiful. Yours truly will be posting. I got a chance to ride today, and I love horseback riding, and do not get a chance to ride as often as I would like. And so you all are going to have to go to my pages, because I was all the way, you can tell them, Fatima, in the comments, I was all the way dressed all the way up on the horseback, and riding horseback in full Sir William regalia. So it was something. And so one of my friends, because I was sending some of the clips, so there's various shots of me riding, and then other people was taking pictures. And so I don't know, but one of my buddies said, he said, "Now look." So yeah, you like, just send somebody something, or send someone a text or whatever. So I sent it to Rashad, right? And I sent sent it to Rashad. So it's Sunday and we're church boys, so I didn't think that I would hear from. So immediately, once I hit the send button, so he calls and he was like, "Nigga." He was like, "Only you." He was like, "These shots are absolutely incredible. He said, every time I think that you have done everything, you always, find a way to, outdo the last. I wasn't even thinking about it like that, but it was fun. It was certainly a time to be had. So shouts out to all of them, and Kim and Alice and Danny and Debo, and who else, and just all of, that's the bad thing about calling names, because all of my Polo Classic friends, it was great. And big shouts out to Miguel Wilson and his lovely wife for creating that moment. It's one of those things where, or it's one of those events where it's more Dr. Pepper tonight. So it's more than an event, but it's an event and a moment. Have you all ever been or participated in something that was like that? Like that, where it's a moment. It's like a moment in time. It's, pretty uh uh yeah, good looking Black people. And it was so, I felt it was, this, since the unaliving of Charlie Kirk, and for us as African American people to keep hearing all of this stuff about, yeah, for most of us that are clothed in our right mind, that had all of these horrific and diabolical things to say about African American people and people of color, and to uh, uh, it's so. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it unapologetically. I'm not gonna apologize, because I'm not sorry. But um to hear the clips and excerpts of his speaking, and to hear that level of division and racism and sexism, I mean, spewed on such a broad level. And then to have someone piss in your face and tell you, oh, it's raining, and to try, as your oppressor, to try to play a psychological and mental mind game with you, to make you feel as if you should buy in to the rhetoric that he spewed. Like, it's being reinforced. I would liken it to uh in radio, especially hip hop, R&B hip hop radio, and popular radio stations. When a record company breaks a song, and when they break that song, they keep playing it, and you may not even like it, but they play it over and over and over and over on the playlist for a radio station, until you'll find yourself a month or so later bobbing to the music, or repeating the hook or lyrics to a song that you don't even like, or repeating and singing along with the lyrics to of an artist music that you don't particularly care for. So it's almost as if that is what they have done. Like, you are going to buy into this and you're going to believe this and reinforce it and say it and say it and say it and say it until you're trying to logically uh um or subconsciously you're getting to be where you are getting to the place where you're making an excuse for and trying to find, well, maybe it's not so bad. No. It's very bad. It's very bad, and it's beyond bad, and it's gross, and it's offensive. And for any descendant, any offspring of a slave to stand in agreement on any level of anything that Charlie Kirk said and stood for is absolutely deplorable. It's deplorable. It's disgusting. It is beyond. I cannot even. I can't. And I roll back in my mind great men like Frederick Douglass and Booker T. Washington and W.E.B. Du Bois. It's a slap, a slap, a slap, a slap, a slap, a slap for you to have some jigaboo. One of the members of my Obnoxious Street Committee sent me a clip of this dark skin. And y'all know, now y'all get mad. Y'all can get mad because I talk real talk. And you know that we talk color in our community because that was taught to us. That was indoctrinated, that was embedded in us. That was a part of the plan of that trash, the Puritans that were peasants. Y'all know I was a history teacher, and it's nothing about me dumb, and it's nothing about me stupid. I may be a lot of things, but those are two that I'm not. So you had trash because what? Great Britain is on a caste, C-A-S-T, class system. So whatever caste that you're born, you are either born rich and you yet remain rich and royal and all of that stuff, or you're a peasant. It's not like in America, or where America is supposed to be, where you can, oh, I can go to college and I can get a good job and I can pull myself up by my bootstraps, and somehow I could have been born in the projects and transition this life from a mansion. It doesn't happen in countries like that. So they got mad. They had the vitriol in them to the point where they said, we got to get on these boats and we've got to escape and we've got to get away from Great Britain. We got to get away from Europe. We're sick of this horrible life. Let's talk about the truth. This is the history that they want to wipe out of our teaching U.S. history. No, but I'm gonna teach you real U.S. history. So then you came over here. You came over here and you had such vitriol and such hatred for any and everything that you were not, that you had to create this false sense of reality and illusion. Now, this is the part about slavery that don't nobody want to talk about. This is the part that people don't want to talk about. And they don't talk about the caste class system that was in or on, while everyone wants to say, oh, Africa and what. No, where you had Africans that owned slaves and that felt that they were better than the people that they enslaved. So you had African people, Black people that are African people that was selling other Africans into this way of life. That so you had, so it wasn't, and the unfortunate part that we don't want to talk about and that we don't want to mention is that we have always had a sense of our being better, this one being better than that one, and this one being on. Oh, y'all don't like this kind of teaching tonight, do you? Y'all don't like it. But so we've always had that. That always was a part of who we were. You can't believe, if you don't believe that, then you don't believe Bible. You don't believe Bible. What was the children of Israel? Well, who were they enslaved to? Okay. All right. So anyway, so I am hoping that it at some point can now start being over with. Have y'all ever experienced a point, and this is why I don't like where, when someone dies and then it's a long time before their funeral, and because, okay, a family member passes away, whether you knew that they were going to pass away or whether they pass away suddenly. Excuse me, then you go into that whole planning a major event in 7 days, or on average, what is about a 7-day turnaround. Now we've gotten into the places where, oh, we got to pass the hat to have a funeral, and so now, and then with COVID, it seems like now it's almost from the point that they died to the time that they have a funeral, almost a good 2 weeks now. And the problem that I have with that, and I'm almost Jewish in the sense that I want you to hurry up and get them in the ground. I want you to hurry up and get them in the ground, because what happens is you start, okay, you have the initial where you're sad and you're crying and you upset because you lost a loved one, but then you go into where you're starting to process it, you're starting to kind of come to yourself and get over it, and start on the journey to healing, on the journey to the realization that grandma is gone and I'm gonna have to pick up the pieces of my life and move forward, or that ma has transitioned or dad has passed. You start getting over it, but when we drag out this long time before we have their service, then you got to relive it. And you're like, oh God, I was just starting to kind of halfway be okay. I was just kind of starting to halfway get myself together. And now I got to go sit on the front row of that church and look at that casket. So I am glad that hopefully today it can be done. All of this praising and glorifying and deifying him, it is most offensive It is most offensive. And do not, and I'm going to tell you why it's offensive. Because Jewish people would not stand for you to deify Hitler. And that didn't even happen on this soil. Now you can check that. You can check that. They would not stand for it. I may not ever agree with my father, but in front of public eyes, and you have people that want to stand you. I don't care what you do. They are laughing at those blacks. That like that little sissy on Twitter that got that diabolical list. And Charlie Kirk is not you fag that he can't stand you, and you are a buffoon, and they like to celebrate. What's the girl? The two girls. What was the two girls they had? One had the wig, and it looked like she used motor oil to slick the wig down, and she had the ponytail on one side, and then the other woman had the synthetic wig, look like one of those ones you pull out of a plastic bag and you just shake it and put it on the hand. What was those? You don't even hear from them two women anymore. Well, one of them I think died, but you don't hear from. So and then they were dark. They were jigaboos. So then you want to get one. They want to get one like that looks like that, and then deify and put them up in our face. Hey, Ben is here, Bailey, who else? Marquise, all of you that are here or that are coming in. As you come in, please hit the like button. They want to deify or use people and praise people like that. Let me tell you something. It is some of the stuff that man said, some of his rhetoric. I don't know if it was just to raise money. I don't know if it was just to get likes and clicks on the internet. It was absolutely deplorable. It was absolutely vehemently offensive and disgusting. And to take that and wrap or try to wrap religion and spirituality in it, it is wrong and it is a lie. And I promise you, if a black man, y'all don't like this kind of teaching, if a black man stood on a national platform and talked about white people the way Charlie Kirk talked about black people, I promise you, Charlie Kirk was 31. Jesus was 33. Martin King was 39. I promise you that they would conveniently go away. That they would conveniently not be seen. You have to remember, Dr. King started moving from the civil rights movement to really getting on this agenda of money, and started talking something where even his greatest supporters started turning their back, because he started speaking about what? The poor man's campaign. You want to sit with your black self like Amos and Andy, and you want to say that my life is not as important as some Asians, or my life is not as important as some Arab or somebody else that came over here. We built that White House that he's living in, the hands of the slave. And some of the aspects of slavery, that's why they don't want to teach it, because it's so disgusting to take women and breed women like you would a dog or a horse or an animal. Where the word MF comes from is when you had slave breeders that made women lay with their own sons so that they could be big and burly and strong. The way they would take the women that had children and use their breast milk to feed their white baby. The way even one of my friends and mentors, Linda Jordan, says that down in southern Georgia, where her parents and grandparents are from, that because they were light-skinned, they were in the house. And she said, my grandfather, she found it so offensive. She worked for Maceo Sloan and some of the big investment houses. Those of you that follow me, y'all may remember she's the one that I went to the Beyonce concert with, and she had box seats and all of that, and we had a phenomenal time. But she said, I sat at her table, I was a guest of hers at some big, I want to say the chapter of Black MBAs or something significant of that. And we were there, and she, in her speech, she talked about how she remembered her grandfather talking and bragging with pride that because he was a light-skinned Black man, that he was able to go in the slave master's house and they would use him to sleep at the foot of the master's bed to warm their feet at night. That's what they thought about us. You come here and you get down. I'ma let you, because you light, live in Massa's house and lay you at the foot of me and Massa's wife's bed. So you can warm, so you can, your body heat can warm us up, can keep us warm. Because see, it wasn't no central air and no central heat back then. You had them stoves in the houses and fireplaces. That's what they thought of us. And they want you to stand up and for you to be Amos and Andy and stand and deify somebody that in modern day glorifies that kind of behavior. Not me. Not me, and not here. It's not enough money involved. Oh, thank you. Someone did a super chat. Wait a minute. Let me see. Oh, Denise, thank you for your super chat. No, I'm not buying it. No, it's not acceptable to me. I'm telling you what's real. You don't want to believe it? Get some of the history books that they are telling you that we don't want you to read. Because we don't want to feel guilty. What's that song? That MF is guilty. That MF is guilty. He's guilty. He's guilty. Have y'all heard that song? That MF is guilty. That MF is, white man, you're guilty. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, you are. And the mere fact that that's why John said, I saw a new heaven and a new earth. This got to pass away. This heaven and this earth got to pass away because it was established wrong from the onset. The foundation is wrong. It's never, you cannot, for racism and slavery is forever embedded in the fabric of the history of this country, and it is nothing that you or I can do that will ever eradicate it. It will never, even if they do give us reparations, it will never be enough. You want to hear the myths? They talk about how the tornado and hurricane season, that those are our ancestors. They put us on chained us. Y'all want to think about the horrors of how them ships smelled. Think about that you was chained and bound. Your ancestors came over here bound and chained and had the boo-boo. Wasn't nobody, excuse me, I need to go to the bathroom. Oh, excuse me, I'm on my menstrual. I need to go and clean myself. No, you was bound and chained, and you laying on top of somebody, and they boo-booing on you, and they pee-peeing on you, and then you laying next to a woman that's on her menstrual cycle, and those bodily fluids are running all over you. It was just a wonder if you made it from the continent Africa over here. They didn't think enough of you. They didn't think nothing about you. They just threw you overboard. Why you think that we sing that old song, throw me overboard, I got a hiding place? Think about the movie. What was the movie that Oprah made when she had the daughter Denver, and she rather unalive her children than allow them to be in slavery? What was that movie called? That's where we met Kimberly Elise. She introduced Kimberly Elise. Anyway, I don't know where all of that came from, but that today, hopefully now that he has been officially, I guess, laid to rest, baby, and I pray. Oh, y'all ain't gonna like me tonight, because I'm gonna tell you, I pray all that you didn't reap on this side. I want you in that by and by. When you die and you lift up your eyes in hell. Yeah. Woo. Oh, y'all don't like this kind of teaching. I'm gonna teach it and walk in it. That's why you got to support other and not be some of these watered down people. I don't care how many black kids a white woman doo-doo out for a black man, she not gonna tell her kid. See, I haven't found a white woman strong enough to let me interview her, because I want to ask her, what do you say to your black son? I have a friend right now. His son is, we went to Morehouse together. I'm going to be careful with telling this, and then I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be through with it, and we're going to go on. Amen. If y'all, are y'all with me tonight? I hope I'm not walking too hard or too heavy. So my friend, his son has come out of the closet to him, and shared with his family that and he's like a nephew to me, that he is saying gender loving, and he shared his expressed that he has a boyfriend, and they're in college and they're seeing each other, and so they're bourgeois. They're part of Sigma Pi Phi Grand Boule and Alpha Phi Alpha, and I have all of the pedigree. All right, thank you. Is that Bosley? Thank you, Bosley, for $15 via Cashapp. So they're saying, they have all the, the black pedigree. Reverend Dr. Amos Brown is their pastor, and that all of the oompa things that made us upper middle class. So I get the call, and they're like family, and so what we were thinking. Now, I've been saying it all the time in the back of my mind. I've been saying it, the whole time. So I get the call and saying, yeah, I'm talking to my friend, and we talk, privately or whatever, all the time. And I was like, okay, well, you're yeah, yeah. And so the mere fact my friend came to me and asked me, well, do you think that? I was like, look, just you saying, or just you asking me, that they that you already know that he's gay. The boy is gay. So so we, the family walks through that. And I guess now it's either his sophomore or junior year in college or whatever. So he has, and I, unlike his parents and aunt and uncle and grandparents, I'm very offended that, so I'm like this, and I'll just tell y'all. Y'all want to know the truth from me, so I'm going to give you the truth. I am very offended. Not one, that you gay, okay? You gay and you want to go with a white boy, and you want me, and you want us to accept this blonde-haired, blue-eyed white boy, and in this black upper middle class family that has had to overcome this, overcome that, and get to whatever level of status and tax bracket that we are. You want to bring, so then they was, because everybody felt like I would be the one to, just be okay. No, you could be gay, gonna be gay. But you mean to tell me you couldn't find no black boy to be gay with? And then so wait a minute now, because see, let me tell you how mad I was getting. So not only are you gay, okay, you gay with a white boyfriend that's poor. So I'm all the way turned up. So this was my problem right here. So my problem, hey Ty. So this is my problem right here. My problem, and y'all can say y'all may or may not agree. Y'all may or may not agree. My problem, so what I said, because I can't tell you too much, because some of y'all may know. So the nephew is an athlete. Okay. We come in as a family to support you at your game. We come in as a family to support you at your game. And and see, I still get mad. Okay, don't you see the heat coming from the back of my neck? So you use this. You use the opening game for the new school year and the new semester or whatever. You use this football game to spring your white boyfriend on us. And we supposed to all just, so I practically lose it. I practically lose it because not only is it a time and an appropriate way to do this, okay, but you coming out like how much are you gonna make us go into a heart attack? Like how bad of the stroke do you want it to be? So you gay, you gonna tell us at your opening football game, and you're gonna introduce us to all in the same afternoon, and you're gonna introduce us to your white boyfriend. Oh, so I cannot take it. I'm all the way beyond Jupiter, Mars, Pluto. I'm all the way up there. So this, when they finally was like, well, Uncle Will, what do you have to say, or what do you think? So this is my response. Do y'all, who can guess what my response was? Who can guess what who can guess what I said? Who anybody in the chat, can you anticipate what Sir William had to say or how he responded to this? Anybody? I'm just trying to say, I wonder how well y'all know me. All right. Hey, Dr. Jonathan, Alicia, you kept quiet. No, baby, you don't know me well if you thought I kept quiet. If you thought I kept quiet. No, that's certainly not right. Okay, AJ, what you think? Keith Franklin. Oh, thank you, Keith. Keith Franklin said the way I just brought that history lesson to life was awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'll just tell y'all because I'm already almost out of 1 hour. Excuse me for my nose itching, my allergies. It was rather warm today, and then out there at the polo match in that grass. So what I calmly ask, because I'm visibly, and not in approval, and I told him, I said, it's, I don't have any problem with excuse me, you having a boyfriend. I just clearly say, so don't ask my opinion. Let me tell y'all something. Don't ask nobody their opinion and then get mad when they tell you how they feel and they not like. See, you really, when you ask somebody what you think or their opinion, you really are trying to bully them into co-signing with you. Ty, you might would be able to. Can you guess what my response was? I'm gonna see if Ty can anticipate what my response was. Or any of you for that matter. Can you anticipate what my response was? Well, I'm gonna give y'all a couple of seconds to see who can type fast. Thank you, Anthony Lester for $8.88 over on Cashapp. Thank you so much. Love and appreciate those of you that love and appreciate and support me. All right, I ask the question that I wanted to know the answer to was, has my nephew met your family? And what was the reception of this good-looking chocolate boy from this Black well-off family? How did your mama embrace him? How did your father embrace him? That's what I wanted to know. And the response, I knew what the response was, or what I knew what it was going to be. And the response made me even more angry. No. I have not introduced him to my family yet. Oh, you haven't? Oh, okay. So my problem is, we at the table. Don't tell me. See, this is the thing. Don't say I'm family. That's what happens in church. Everybody, ooh, this is my spiritual father, this is my spiritual mother. They your spiritual father and mother till they got to give you a whipping. And then once they give you a whipping, or once they have to present something that you don't agree with. So I said, oh, okay. And so the white wants to be future, I guess, nephew or whatever. So he was like, oh, I've watched your stuff and you're so popular. And, I love, buttering me up, right? I love you and I like the way you dress and you're so, oh, thank you. The question at hand is, young man, how did your mother embrace my nephew? Oh, Sir William, Uncle Sir William. So he's stumbling, right? I already know they haven't met him. Well, he hasn't come home with me yet. Oh, okay. He haven't come home with you yet. So, oh, you over here with us. I'm going somewhere. Just walk with me, children. Well, yeah. I haven't even come out to my parents yet. So by this time, somebody's trying to come and resuscitate me and pull me back down from, back to the table. Okay, so y'all think it's okay for you to come out. We then travel to your first football game. You come out of the closet, tell us you gay in this open family dinner. Then you tell us that not only you gay, but this is my white boyfriend. And then and you have and the boyfriend ain't even came out to the white boyfriend ain't even came out to his family yet. He hasn't even come out to his family yet, and you haven't even brought my chocolate nephew over to your mama's house. Oh, this is so then this is absolutely, totally, and completely unacceptable. What is my point by sharing that with you all? My point is we as Black people are always making excuses and embracing our and the offspring of our oppressor, and they do not dignify the same level of respect because innately down in their heart they are better. He from a white po-ass family, and he still have more respect for his white family than to bring that Black boyfriend. Oh, so Kunta Kinte can't come to dinner. See, and they can see. Oh, did you didn't say? Oh, no, This is why I don't like it. This is why I don't like it. Because we always accepting them. We always think, oh, it's cute for them to come over to our family event and come to Thanksgiving at our house and be sliding and carrying on with us. But you're not going over there to their house, even if they're poor. You're not invited over there. Oh, it's going to really take some time. Oh, so why is it going to take time for your parents? Why is it going to take time for your mama, for your po-ass mama and daddy? Why we got to wait? Okay. And you want to come here and you want to be invited. And see, we're so embracing. Oh, please. That's how. I don't care what you say out your mouth. All right, Fatima, we got somebody over here. AJ Sassy is a little too sassy for me. So they may need to leave. Are we monitoring these comments? Someone's saying blah, blah, blah to me. No. You don't have to blah, blah, blah to me. You can be gone. Now, can you get them out of here or do I need to? Because I'm on one tonight. All right, let's let them go on and go. I don't like your comment. I'm not asking for no explanation or what have you. Okay. Okay, so you're agreeing with me. Okay, well, make it y'all know. Let's specify and clarify. So I'm saying, and I use that as an example to share with you that we always are making excuses. We are always embracing them. Oh, if I just get to know them, I can make. They're not gonna ever love you. They're not gonna ever think that you're equal. Dr. Benjamin and Elijah Mays said, he that begins the great race of life behind must forever remain behind, lest he runs faster than the man in front of him. Your people, your ancestors could not learn how to read and write and do arithmetic until 400 years after this group of people have been able to read and write. Charlie Kirk said that if I see somebody that is black as a pilot, you're going to get nervous. No, what your ass should have been saying is that if I see somebody black on this plane, then I know that they damn well got their credentials, because they had to work harder and be smarter and be faster and better to get that same seat at the table that you have always been handed. We always running around getting some white person that don't even white people want. So I am glad that he is finally in the ground. And hopefully now that he's in the ground, everyone can get to some life and some reality. I'm looking at all these dark African American people. One guy said that he drove across country. Oh, it's not even worth. It's not even worth discussing. It is not worth discussing. I don't know all of the people that was on program or that I don't know and was not interested. I don't know who was on program at his funeral the same way most of them probably didn't care and didn't know who was on program at George Floyd's funeral. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know who was on Charlie Clark. What's his name? Clark, Kirk, whatever. I don't know who was on the program of his funeral the same way he probably didn't know who was on the program at Congressman John Lewis's funeral. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No. No. I don't know and I don't care. The same way you didn't know and you don't care. How about that? Mm-hmm. The Bible say with the same measure, let it be measured unto you. All right, y'all. Okay, so we got so many other things to talk about on tonight. Let's move on. Enough on that. Thank y'all for those of you that had to walk with me on that little Sermon on the Mount. Amen. So let's deal with this on some lighter news. So I I I find and you know she's got her album coming out. But do y'all find Cardi B to be really kind of interesting? Do y'all find is something I guess is something about self-esteem and self-worth that some people have and some people that they just don't have it. Cardi B to me really seems bothered about what people say and think of her. Like like it's really and I think back to the Tasha K lawsuit, and the more that I think about it in hindsight, the more not now now Cardi was certainly right. She was certainly right to uh check Tasha K on what she said and the disparaging remarks that she made about her. And she had excuse me, she had the time and the money to deal with it. But not only that, um a person with low self-esteem and low sense of self-worth can really be a problem. They can really be a problem. They can be a problem to themselves and to other people. Now, I say that because Cardi B has dropped or released um, uh, uh, proof about or in response to Joe Budden's suggest or when he suggested that she had a great ghostwriter to pen her lyrics in the diss track of I want to say what is her name, Margaret. Okay, so let's get into this because I found this to be interesting and maybe you all will as well. So Friday, Cardi B dropped um her album, and it was definitely highly anticipated. I Am the Drama, which is certainly, she stands up to that title. Also, she dropped the album and she's kind of like going back to actual CDs and vinyl copies of the record or of the album, because a record is just a single song, but the actual album, because she's saying that that it is a more accurate count of what the song or what the album sales truly are. So she's the drama on the project. She not only dissed other female rappers on the song Petty and Petty, but Big Brandy from the Bronx also dragged the City Girls. And so on this, I guess it's a joint song, or the song is entitled Margaret, and it's basically a diss track. And so on the second verse, Cardi took shots or fired shots um, that alarmed or that were aimed, I'm sorry, that were aimed toward a Miami rapper. And so we got the lyrics. I'm not going to go into it because it's a lot of uh, a lot a lot of a lot of cursing, and it kind of, I mean, it just kind of doesn't even make any sense reading it when it goes into just where you almost can't even understand it if you try to bleep all of the curse words. But on his podcast, Joe Biden, Joe Biden, Joe Biden. Oh my God, Joe Budden. As he reacts to the new album and the disses to rapper turned podcaster, seemingly suggests that Cardi B had help in coming up with the lyrics during a recent episode of his podcast, and his hits co-stars gave Cardi B her props on the song. While doing so, he added that whoever is writing these lines, one of the co-hosts suggested that um, one of the names are of this other female rapper they could have added. They were, they were at the top of their game for the most part. So on Saturday, this past yesterday, Cardi clapped back at the claims and dropped some receipts, as we say in the street, proving she penned her own rhymes. Cardi posted the video of her filming another phone, playing a video of her in real time, thinking that thinking of the lyrics and rapping them on the video at the same time. So just trying to show proof. The date of the video showed was July 19th at July 19, 2024 at 12:46 in the morning. Social media users quickly ranted that this was the same date that JT dropped her City Cinderella mixtape, on which she appears to diss Cardi. And it was 46 minutes later, JT dropped an album, and Cardi began writing her diss in response. So it's kind of interesting that she made it a thing and had to, dignify him with a level of response where, so I will say, or my response in kind would be that you are really, Miss Cardi B, you're really kind of bothered that, and I don't know, I guess maybe that is something that she should have been moved by, or she might have, thought or felt insulted by, for him to say, or to, for the most part, imply that she's not a good enough of a rapper to kind of come up with those lyrics on her own. That's kind of saying, oh, okay, she don't read and write and do arithmetic well. That she, to the point where, she felt attacked and she felt necessary to respond. And I just don't know if I would have dignified. Am I wrong, you all? I just don't know if I would have dignified his response to that degree of, do I need to prove something? I think that is some stuff that you don't even have to address. People can make their claim. Like, I think the mere fact that she does that makes me feel like, okay, you really are moved to that degree. Do you all kind of get my point of what I'm saying there? Where, okay, you've achieved this level of success, or whatever you want to call it, and you gotta respond to somebody that now is a once was, and makes pretty much their money doing a podcast and, talking ish about everybody else, because it sort of makes me or think back on when they said, oh, the ones that can do and the ones that can't, they teach. So I don't know. I thought that was interesting. All right, this is some good news, okay? According to some reports that we're getting, Jimmy Kimmel is in talks with Disney to negotiate the terms of his talk show following this so-called indefinite suspension over his remarks about Donald Trump mourning Charlie Kirk's death. All right, so we all know Monday night, September the 15th, Jimmy Kimmel shared a monologue referencing Kirk's um, assassination. I hope I can say that word on here. And the host shared jokes about how Trump mourned his dear friend's passing while joking about Kirk and Trump. And so we know what those remarks were. So as a result of this tyrant dictatorship sort of government that he's establishing and have established, it's almost like if you go against the status quo, then you're punished, your voice is stomped out. And he did that with, really trying to cause doubt. And like most narcissistic people do, anybody that disagrees with them, it's a personal attack rather than I'm challenging you because I just don't feel and think the same way that you do. And so, and then he's made to be used, or somebody at the level of a Jimmy Kimmel is used as as uh, as an example to stuff fear. It's sort of like with the whole world of blogging. Everyone wanted to do the same thing that I do and talk about people or talk about incidents and situations um, uh, in ways that I'm going to get to that. Thank you. And make sure that you mention that to Fatima so that I can definitely get to that. So then what, it's like people, oh, let's attack William McCray. Let's attack William McCray. Well, the people that want to say hate William McCray is trying to be bloggers. They're trying to be influencers. So it's like hate him, but like me, and I'm saying what I heard him say first. That don't make sense. So, but what it does is it sends a message where people will think, oh, I've got to back away from him, and I can't come forward and really share and expose information that I find out because I want to be friends with the players. No, I ain't got to be your friend. I don't have to be your friend. You're a public person. You're a public figure. We're talking about whatever it is that you have done. And we're talking about, the facts around that and whatever I have found out. So don't be mad at that. And then you have people that want to do the same thing. And want you to like them and hate me. So that's sort of this, this bait and switch situation that they're using. So what that does is that casts a fear on people. And if I do have a voice, well, what voice do you have if you can't stand up? The Bible said, lift up your voice like a trumpet in Zion and cry loud and spare not. Come on here. Y'all don't like this kind of teaching, but I'm going to talk it and teach it anyway. You got to lift it up. And so that's one of these tactics. Now, here it comes back to this. Kimmel and the Trump remarks on the 17th, the host learned that ABC suspended his show indefinitely. Sinclair, the nation's largest ABC affiliate group, shortly claimed that wasn't enough and called for the FCC and ABC to take additional action. In addition to ABC spending Kimmel's show, or suspending it, indefinitely, Sinclair, the nation's largest ABC affiliate, claims that's not enough. So late Wednesday evening, the group called upon the FCC and ABC to take additional action, as well as Jimmy Kimmel personally. Vice Chairman Jason Smith said, Mr. Kimmel's remarks were inappropriate, deeply insensitive at a critical moment in our country. We believe broadcasters have a responsibility to educate, elevate, respectful, constructive dialogue in their comments. Well, nothing Charlie Kirk ever said was respectful. Yeah. Nothing he said, especially not that, and as it related to Black people. We appreciate FCC chairman, and goes on with what they did. Reportedly, all parties are hoping to reach a compromise that would allow for the return of Jimmy Kimmel, who has hosted the ABC late night franchise since 2003. He remains quiet since the news of his show. Now, what I envision is there are too many other platforms that you can go on and that you can do. And Jimmy could start a podcast tomorrow that would be off the chain. This red button says I'm live. All right. So you can't really cancel anybody. Just like when Twitter took the president, took Donald Trump off, then he started his own website so he could continue to disseminate his information to whom wanted to subscribe and was interested in hearing it. So I think that what this will do, and now we've got to clap back, and we've got to bind together and say, you know what, this is unacceptable. This is America. This is the land of the free, the home of the brave, and we have certain constitutional rights that we can do and operate in this fashion. So then now what we need to do is pull our own shows. Pull our own shows from the network. Make them feel it monetarily wise. Make those advertisers that wanted him off, make them feel it, because now what are you going to put in that slot? What's going to work in that slot? And what is going to be developed? And do you have time to introduce somebody new or something new and generate the same level of audience? So what is going to happen? Your advertisers at some point are going to be upset that they're not going to get the bang for their buck that they were once getting. And you're going to have people that are going to jump and take on other, okay, who's Mr. Campbell? Somebody named Mr. Campbell is trying to come up on Instagram. Who are you? And I don't tend to accept people that I don't know that have avatars up and not an actual picture of themselves up. I don't know what that is about, but you can't come up here if I can't see who you are. So, now people are, now they're getting the backlash of their actions. And I keep telling y'all that at the end of the day, let me just say this to you, all of you that's worried and nervous, at the end of the day, even if it's the white Jesus that they introduced us to, at the end of the day, he has our back. And he's going to take care of us. And now this is what I believe. I don't believe that the time is at hand yet. Now, what I believe, and the Holy Ghost that resides down on the inside of me, is saying that we are moving. We are moving rapidly in that direction. But all of this, that he's the Antichrist and all, that is not as of yet. And we can really get into some eschatology and study of end times, and some very identifiable things that have to happen before we get all the way there. Now, what they're doing is trying to pull the culture back and use this conservative, very conservative and national Christian nationalist kind of movement. No, that's not going to be the way, or the way the world is going to be when we start getting into the whole mark of the beast and all of that. See, all of the lusts of the flesh, and men marrying their moms, and moms and sons and brothers and sisters, like all of that kind of stuff got to become legal first. So you're not going to be able to do that with somebody that is going to be Christian. See, like it, the way that I envision it or see it, and this can be debatable, is that people are going to there's going to be a great uprising to this conservative political ideology, that the person that comes in is going to be the great hope. And everything that this group has tried to suppress and wipe away, they got to open up the floodgate and say, hey, Let's eat, drink, and be merry. Let's party, party, party. Let's do every diabolical thing that we can imagine. That's when we're going to be moving into that direction. All right. All right. How many of you all have been enjoying Sunday Night Live thus far? I need each and every one of you to, thanks to those of you that have done super chats, thanks to those of you that have Cash App. We need the love and support of some more of you all on tonight. If you would be kind enough to send a send in a love offering of support, we greatly would appreciate it. Thank you, Ace. Ace has done $15. Thank you to Anthony Lester, who has done $8.88. Thank you to Adrian Roberts that did a super chat. Thank you to Denise that also did a super chat. Okay, so if we can, some more of you that love and support me, if you all would be kind enough to uh show your support, show your support. All right, we have over on Zelle, Alicia Jackson. Alicia Jackson over on Zelle. Thank you. She has done a $5 love offering, and we appreciate her. Is anyone else on any other platform other than Cash App that I may need to look up and see about? Please let me know. But if everyone can and give, I think I did some good preaching on tonight. If everyone could give their send in their portion of a offering, we certainly, Black independent media, we need your love, we need your support. One of the people over on Instagram asks, I have not, and at the Bishop's Conference, it is my understanding in the Bishop's Chambers that it came up, but I do not know or see if the church or how much of a say, or if the church would even be able to in any kind of way have some level of control or response to if the president does in fact bring in the national guard. We definitely see it as not so much a fight against crime, but a fight against cities with African American mayors. And another one of these tactics and attacks that is being made against us, against our people. All right, thank you, Adrian. Thank you, Adrian, for your $15 donation. Thank you so much. Thank you for your history with me. Thank you for your history with me, and your love and support. Not just tonight, but on other nights. I'm looking at the total number of times that you have supported me, and I really, really, really appreciate you. All right. Thank you so very much. Is there anyone else Is there anyone else? You know, we went out today. We had myself and a camera person and parking and all of that stuff. I think the parking was like, I think what, $50 or something like that. So you know, a lot of times, yeah, it's expenses behind this. We're going into, well, football season is already upon us and basketball is getting ready to start, so we have all of these fun things and we want to be there representing and bringing back the story and our information. Then we also want to do uh, more events and podcasts and sit down interviews, all of that good stuff. We're working. And how many of you all will support me doing a live event in Memphis during convocation? How many of you all would like to uh, come and attend a Sunday night live in Memphis, Tennessee? So we are working to make that happen. And we want you to be a part of it. We want you to be a part of it. You'll be hearing and not in the not so distant future ways that you can support this event and be one of our sponsors, one of our advertisers. We're going to sit down and we are going to have this uh, uh, stream live from a ballroom, hotel room with myself, and we're working on people that we're going to request to interview, and we're going to have a little brunch. We're going to have a little midnight brunch. How many, and a meet and greet with Sir William. Do y'all think that that sounds fun? Do y'all think that that sounds like something y'all would like to attend? I would love if the 241 people that are in the room tonight would meet me, and we be in a live and um um in a live in place. Okay, let's check what this joke is saying. Fatima says, starts out, I'm not even reading the rest of it, starts out saying something about something silly. Okay, let's move them. Let's move them expeditiously. God bless you. May heaven smile upon you. Let's move to the door. I would love to do that, and quite naturally, with the climate being what it is, we definitely are going to have to know you. We're gonna have to know you. We're gonna have to know your telephone number. Um, we're gonna have to know your information. Amen. If I'm coming up and gonna be in any kind of closed in situation with you all, uh, you know, we just have to take precaution. Amen. We just have to. Unfortunately, that's the reality. So you would definitely have to do a e-bright or evite. That's probably the way that we would sell and dispense our tickets and all of that. So we will be well aware of who you are. um, but I would love and want to certainly do an event. It's been since the pandemic, actually, since this that we have done that. This one was absolutely fabulous. It was at a hotel here in Atlanta, and we had an incredible brunch, and it was a live taping and interview, live stream. Interviewed one of the former cast members of Married to Medicine, Lisa Nicole, and it was great. She brought her entire family, and she was just like, "Oh, William, this was so lovely." And we had salmon and fried catfish and shrimp and grits and eggs and uh, um, Belgian waffles and just a array. And I love bacon, so we had bacon. And so can fried chicken. The spread was absolutely incredible. And we had probably it was still the pandemic, so people were still, they were still very cautious and concerned. So we had people, we had probably right at about we had a right at about maybe 120 people, because we actually, I tell you what happened. We had a room, and the room that we booked wound up being too small. So rather than the brunch and the interview kind of going simultaneously, we had to do it separate. So we had to actually do the interview, and then the people that watched and was a part of the live stream, then we were able to then go and eat and have the brunch and day party. It was a day party, and it was really, really nice. Live jazz, had a violinist, and some jazz, a jazz like quartet. It was really, really, really nice, and it was a small, intimate group. And we really created an ambiance. And so, I mean, and then people um, was able to meet each other and network. What we did, Fatima, we actually, how, because we had a block of rooms. So I had probably out of that 120, we had probably, I think it was like 56 or 57 rooms that people came in. So as the event grew. So that night, prior to the brunch, we had a meet and greet and kind of just uh, fun night. And one of the rooms had a DJ come in, and the DJ spent and whatever they call it, where people are dancing and exchanging information and networking and all of that stuff. And so the out of town people. So we got to do this again, and I really want to do it. And I really want you all to be a part of it. Now, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know, because I don't want to do something and we be sitting there by ourselves. I want to do, if I'm going to do it, I wanted to do it right, and I want it to be really nice, and I want people to come out and have a great time. So y'all let me know. You all let me know. And because I don't want to do something. And then they say, oh, Sir William's event flopped and people didn't come. And we said, we sitting up in there and it's just me and Fatima and one or two other people. So we don't want that to be the case. All right. Do you have anyone else? I'm almost out of time. I'm at hour and 49 minutes. We want to do 2 hours. We got about 15 or so more minutes. Do I have any announcements? Any church announcements that y'all need for me to, or would like for me to disseminate? We are certainly mourning the shocking passing of Pastor Glenn McKinney. That was the son of the late Bishop, General Board Bishop George Dallas McKinney, and he passed while we were in Philadelphia for the Bishops' Conference. And so we are definitely praying for his family, St. Stephen's Church of God in Christ in San Diego, and their jurisdiction. And he has a wife and children, and he's a Morehouse brother. And so just really just shocked and saddened by his unfortunate passing. Also, there is a legendary pastor from my hometown of Oakland, California, the Reverend Dr. J. Alfred Smith of the historic Allen Temple Baptist Church in Oakland, has passed. And we are just, I was talking to Daddy, and that's what Daddy was saying. He said, we getting old, son. And so we had certain generals. You had Dr. Gilletto James, and we had E.E. Cleveland, and we had Carl Anderson, and so many great preachers and men of God from the Bay Area that were, trailblazers and strong preachers, just really good, strong preachers. Frank Pinkard, and so many that have gone on. So I was certainly saddened to hear. And Allen Temple was one of those churches in the Bay Area that before we even knew what the term mega church was, they were a mega church. And they built and rebuilt, and Allen Temple was just packed on Sunday mornings. It was just really one of those churches. And because California geographically is set up differently, especially the Bay Area, you didn't have churches that had large parking lots. So I remember, being a teenager and younger, where people, when you had ministries like my dad's and St. John, where people had to park. It was sort of like a San Francisco or New York, where people had to park and walk. It wasn't nothing for you to maybe get, if depending on what time you rolled up, and it wasn't nothing for you to have to park and walk a good 2 blocks to the church. Um, and so that is okay. So I okay, so who is this Joe Neal? And why am I just getting like these responses? Okay, so what is this that you want some attention, evidently? So what is this that you're saying? And Fatima, like, why are they still here? I thought I had already asked for them to be gone. Because whatever you're saying, like, I did a whole hour on Charlie Kirk. So you should have made those comments back then. Yeah, let's be clear. So you should have made all the keep your, I like the for us to be able to chat and what have you, but keep your, because I knew, see, I got the Holy Ghost. Okay. I know when my spirit resonates with me, and I knew where they was going, because I'm not always in this realm. All right. But he's given me insight and foresight. And so what they were doing was attempting to woo you all and say, oh, I'm in agreement and what have you. So then you can say, no, you should have said that while we discussed that. I don't hear nobody. Okay. I don't hear. So we thank God. I rather, let me say this, because this is the kind of personality I have. Let's not even get to the point where we got to ask. If it just feel like that's what it is. Oh, bless him. See, I don't want to, when you ready, when you wake up ready, you ain't got to get ready. I don't hear nobody. When you ready, you ain't got to, we ain't got to, and I'm not saying this getting on her. She knows she my girl. I'm just saying this because this is Sir William. This is how y'all know this how I am. That's why y'all love me. Because that's how I am. See, when we ready, we ain't got to try to get there. We don't have to try to get there. I felt in my spirit. I felt in my spirit, and they went right on and fulfilled just what I was thinking. All right, you all. So anyone else that want to be a blessing, they want to share their love and support, I certainly want to acknowledge you and appreciate it. Okay, let's see what this is here. Okay. I'm not so sure who this is. Someone, so the trolls. All right. Anyone else? Do I have anyone else? Let's look at our numbers. All right. Let me see here. All right. just $53. If we can do $53 more, we'll have a good night tonight. If we just do 53 more, 53 more dollars, that would be, it would be um a good night. Oh, okay. All right. Let me see here. Okay. All right. Oh, was it on Zelle? Maybe it's on is it on, it must be on Zelle, because I didn't I don't I at least it hasn't come up yet. Oh, or is that Adrian? Is Smarter Adrian? Or was that a different Adrian? Want to make sure, or how, whatever level. A Smarter. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay, Latanya. Is I'm sorry. I think that said Latanya. Okay, thank God for Latanya for $10 on Cash App. Appreciate her so very much. Um And so we are just 40. That brings us down. We are just $43 away from our goal tonight. That'll take care of the cameraman from this afternoon. I can't wait to get the footage up so that you all can see it on my platforms, and that'll reimburse the um, parking for tonight. So we'll just, just break even with that if it's anyone that can join us. So just $43 uh, short, and from where we would like to be. Okay. Oh, yes. Thanks so much to my girl, Smarta Green, that good old fierce soprano, for $8.88. $8.88. And we thank her and love and appreciate her. And just was a pleasure reconnecting with her in person. All right, $34.12. $34.12. Y'all, I know it was a little bit different. I think we got a lot of, or a little bit of all the aspects of Sir William on tonight. And so we just gotta be woke. We just gotta be woke. We gotta be, prayed up, and we got to remember and 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 be ye steadfast, like how our grandma and grandpa and great granddaddy and them were. And they walked through it. They walked through it. They walked through it. And we talking, but we haven't seen go to the back. We haven't seen, oh, you can't use this bathroom. uh Come on. So we just have to be. And I like to be all, I like y'all to get the most authentic Sir William. Me and my full, because I know some of y'all gonna say, oh, you said that to the nephew, or you responded. I did. That's how I I can't in no other way but call it as I say it. And that's just the way that it is. And so when did, like I said, don't ask me Smarter, don't ask me my opinion and expect to hear yours. Don't ask her. Don't ask what Goddess Fatima feel or think about something, because and you're not ready. A lot of y'all ask people's opinion because you think that they gonna reaffirm you and what you think. So if I already know that it's gonna be a problem, I'm not gonna even ask you. I'm not gonna even ask you. So y'all, let me tell y'all some tea while those of y'all wait to give. So I'm kind of confused, right? I'm kind of confused about something because Jamal Bryant and his new wife were at the event today. And so another PR person and friend, she was like, "Oh, Sir William, yeah," and what have you. And actually, that's the one that was walking me, and you'll hear her voice on some of my footage that we post. And so she was talking, and as we're coming into the VIP area, she was talking and acknowledging Jamal Harrison Bryant. And so now I'm like, y'all see me standing here. Yeah. And so he's zero, forcing his eyes. Like, he doesn't even want to look or make eye contact. Now I'm trying to figure out why he mad. I don't understand. I don't understand. And so I'm gonna do like the pastor. In the body of Christ, we can't, I guess I have a problem with us and people that are supposed to be saved. Like, you Smarter, do you know what I'm saying? That's okay. I'll say it like this, because this is my sister and I know she's strong enough and not gonna be offended. That's like me and Smarter not able to, you know what? I'm so sorry. I totally misunderstood. You know what I'm saying? Like, how could she go and say she's saved and she's representing and singing and, a champion for Christ, and hate me in the natural? How can you believe him that you have not seen? Isn't that what the book say? And so I've like rolled over. So I'm just gonna tell y'all what happened, and then y'all can tell Kim. Okay. So we were as I've told Larry, I've told other people, we were good friends. That was my friend. That was my friend. I think great preacher and all of that. Y'all hashtag him. Hashtag him. Let me get some top hats and bow ties and say Jamal Bryant. Let's send this word back to him. So hey, someone from Nashville, y'all ought to put y'all pictures up on y'all thing. I get skeptical when y'all be hiding over here on social media. So I get to Okay. So I get to, I'm looking at him or whatever. So I was like, okay, so he really gonna act like or want to act like he don't see me, right? All right, I'm still trying to get that last $34. Um, where is it at? Who's got it? Let's shake the trees. All right, is that Terrence? Okay, Terrence, I think I know you. So anyway, so this is what happened. Let me go on and just tell y'all what happened. So this is what happened. So he was blowing up. He had preached for Jake's, and um his name and was definitely climbing. Empowerment Temple was booming. Ray Lewis was a member from the Baltimore Ravens. He had been a member there, and so Empowerment Temple was the spot. Smarter, it was and he was hiding. It was on up. So my church has, at that time, my pastor was not a bishop then. And so we have, those of us that are Church of God in Christ, superintendents have district meetings. And so we had our district meeting, and our district meeting, he changed the name from district meeting to the Jabez conference, which, Jabez in the Bible, Lord, enlarge my territory. And so we were friends, and Jamal grew up with a guy, Ron Owens, and Ron Owens was working for said Bishop Cedric Daniels at the time. And so, he was starting to, he was blowing up and getting preaching engagements. He had went through this situation back then. He was still doing, one of his best friends had died, and he had the best friend working as his secretary, and she would send out, back then we would send out mass emails. So we wanted him, my pastor and our church wanted him to come to our Jabez conference. And so he came, right? So, I called him. We, setting it up and working it out. He comes, we hang out. He comes in early, and, we have what I thought was a good time. Old college buddies and friends that, so I'm like, we went shopping and eating and, all of this. And so I was like, I was really confused by the situation. So, he was staying at the W in downtown Atlanta. Now, we had been together. We had been together, that day before the service or whatever. And so I'm kidding him up, and I had gone back home to change and get and to get ready. And so he said something for whatever reason. It was like, why don't you, come by the hotel, before service. Now I never for like one instance thought that I would drive him to church. Like I never, I totally never, that thought never occurred to me. I'm first of all I got is a Jag at the time, and I know that, my pastor, they like to do stuff nice and, with class or whatever. And so they were assuming, because we were such good friends, that I would pick him up and, bring him to the church. And I'm assuming that because he's a, invited guest, that, that whatever normal way that they do that's how he would be picked up. Y'all love what y'all watching. I'm still waiting on that $34. Who's gonna be a blessing. So what I didn't know was that he was texting. Now I knew that he and Angelique were friends, and they dated before he married Giselle and before Angelique married Pastor Simmons. And so, him seeing her or communicating to her was, no big deal to me. Like I would expect that. And so anyway, so they're texting. So now this is where it gets messy, because while we hanging out and at the mall and eating, I didn't know he on his phone texting Angelique to tell them to contact my church, to tell them he didn't want me to pick him up and take him to the church to preach. Now, this is what my friend is texting while you riding around with me in my Jag. And so let's go on to get the full story out. So I don't know. Now, everybody at my church, they know my personality. Oh, he gonna go off or whatever. So he's texting and he's asking her, do you know anybody at Will's church? Because we need to give word to them. By no means, do I want him to be my transportation to the church. Okay. Now, if you had just told me that, first of all, I had no earthly mindset or idea that I didn't even think he was thinking that I was thinking that I would be his transportation to the church. Like that idea never occurred to me. So he really put me and and my pastor and some of my friends in a very precarious position, because he's telling me when I drop him off, well, I'm gonna be ready, or what time are you gonna be back at the hotel? I'm gonna be ready at such and such time. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, let me get dressed and, really work to be on time to get, because you the preacher and we really gotta be there. And I can't stroll in, late or whatever, like I might normally would do. So never forget it. I had this Ralph Lauren 3-piece tweed, a houndstooth tweed suit, this lilac color. I'll never forget it the rest of my life. This check print French cuff Ralph Lauren purple label shirt, and I only had like 3 or 4 back then, and I was real, this was, so I felt like I was dressed in high cotton, and I had these black Gucci shoes with the gold buckle. I was, I thought I was dressed up. And this lilac, it was a really nice lilac gray, black, and silver striped bow tie. I was really dressed up. And so I get to the hotel. And so while I'm at the hotel, Then he was like, oh, um, um, oh God, his oldest daughter was there, the one that he had while he was at Morehouse. Um, I think that girl's name is Topaz. I can't even think of her name right now. So anyway, y'all tell him I'm talking about him. So, so I get there and he was like, oh, come up to the room. And then I'm talking about like, oh man, he's so dressed. He had this really sharp, window pane, real unique color blue window pane suit, and these incredible Prada shoes. And I had seen them in Neiman, and I was like, oh man, Jamal, because that was like when Jamal was like really, really dressing. I mean, I think he still does nice now, but he was like really, really, really dressing then. And I mean, and that was one of the things that we had talked about. We had talked about, because that was, I hadn't had gastric yet, but I was really, heavily dieting, and I was doing those injection shots, and I was doing a lot of different things to lose weight. And so I was like, hey man, you ought to give me some of your stuff, because I'm coming down and I can't. He was like, man, yeah, definitely. When I get back, I'll send you some stuff. So I was like, yeah, and so, I mean, just good friends, conversation. So I get there, and then it's an awkward position, because then Julius is there to pick him up. Julius and my other friend, Canel, that the guy that actually gave me the name Sir William, and said that I was a Duke. And so we are friends. And so I'm trying, like, they feeling a weird vibe, and I'm feeling, but have y'all ever been like in church settings where you getting a real weird vibe, but yet you being cordial, but you don't know? Are y'all still with me? Ain't nobody saying nothing. Y'all quiet. I ain't nobody said a word. So we cordial, hey man, what's up? How you doing? Or whatever. And so I'm like wondering, okay, well, you asked me to come over here and pick you up. They here, or whatever. And so he never says anything about what he did. Never says it. So we get downstairs. And so basically, when it gets to the point where it's so awkward, and it's like, okay, are you going with them? Or are you going with me? What's they said, somebody said we listened to the story. So it's like, okay, who you riding with? So I'm not really feeling some kind of way, but I'm kind of feeling some kind of way. You know what I mean? Like, this is strange. So this is how bad it was. Angelique did not have a direct number to anybody at that time that was in church leadership, to get word that he did not want me to take him to the church. And so now so she calls the church office, and she called one of the supervisors, and then they're calling around, and so they was like, oh, he gonna go off, and how he is, and blah blah blah. And so it's all of this chitter chatter about it. So I start kind of feeling some kind of way with my friends. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, what's going on here? This is weird. This is really weird. So we riding around together at the mall together, and you sitting in my car texting your ex-girlfriend. Karen, I hate the person that just sent me a text. That's supposed to be my friend from Houston. Y'all know him as Rashad. I can't stand you. Okay. So anyway, so he's texting Angelique, telling Angelique to get somebody because he didn't feel like it was going to be a good look for me to bring him to the church. So they're trying to figure it out without just saying. So we get downstairs. We're at the roundabout in front of the downtown W. And so finally it gets so awkward that he turns and says, Will, I'll see you at the church. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'll see you at the turns. We hug, dap it up. I'll see you at the church. So while we ride, so then I go, they pull my car. And so I'm like, this is really weird. What just happened here? Because I'm totally not getting it. So it gets good and messy. So finally, me and my friend Kimmel, the one that calls me Sir William, the Duke of Oakland, because I'm from Oakland and he's into that whole English, kind of dandy thing. And we all, we shop and, friends, and, he'd be dressed, I would be dressed. And so I'm like, you're my friend. So what is this? What is going on? So, everybody is dancing around after church and in the little repast and all of that, like on eggshells. So I'm insisting, I want to know what's going on. So anyway, one of the church mothers, she was like, honey, so wait a minute. So my pastor calls me and my friend Kimmel in the office. I will never forget this analogy of this story that he tells. He said, tongue and teeth go together. And so I said, okay, tongue and teeth go together. He said, son, Jamal's your good friend. And I really want to thank you for securing him to come to our meeting. Good old COGIC, pastor talk or whatever. So I'm like, yes, sir. I'm just, happy. And, church was packed because Jamal was, he was the, Jamal before, the falls from grace. So it was packed. COGIC people, Baptist people, AME people. I mean, it was packed that night. And I think he was our Friday night. I think he was a closeout. Either he was a closeout or the night before. I think because back then Todd would come to the church a lot. So I think he might have been the night before the closeout. And so, we, getting, he's giving me those accolades and what have you. And I'm just saying I'm, was glad to be able to make the connection. But what was this tonight, and this whole awkward thing, and y'all, he telling me to come pick him up, and then y'all showing up, and then everybody's acting all crazy and brand new, and we over here trying to eat. And so my friend Canel is tripping because he don't want me to be mad at him because he's just doing what the pastor then asked him to do, and then nobody want to tell me what what was said, because they know Jamal is my friend, or supposed to be my friend, which is the whole reason why he came to the church. So all of this is going on, and so he comes up with this analogy. I'll never forget it. Y'all know I got a memory like an elephant. So he says tongue and teeth go together. Yeah, the tongue, when you're eating, is just as important as the teeth. The tongue, does this, and the teeth chew and break down the food. And if you didn't have your tongue, you wouldn't be able to swallow. So all of this, right? So he says all of that. And then the point that he was trying to make is sometimes teeth bite tongue. And it's an accident. Your teeth didn't mean to bite down in your tongue and hurt you, because you bit your tongue, and your tongue may bleed in your mouth a little bit. Just all of this. Like, I'm like, what are you talking about? Just chill. So anyway, so he was like, y'all are friends, and he's here to assist and help me, and you are here and to assist and help, and we're helping, and we're doing the work of the Lord, and the vision and all of that. And so it still wasn't adding up, and it still wasn't making sense. So I call, and I love church laws. So I called, and so the mother, she goes on and she says, look, let me just tell you, Jamal ain't your friend, okay? Jamal called Angelique, or text Angelique, and told her that he didn't want you to bring him to the church because he didn't want us to know, I think, or get the wrong impression about y'all friendship. I said, mother, I love you. Thank you so much. Because the whole thing in that one sentence made total and complete sense. So I calls him, and I read him for filth. Okay? Because I'm like, you are so low down and we tight. You could have just told me, oh, well, I didn't want to offend you. Well, you didn't think it was what you did would in the long run offend me or piss me off. What you did, or the way that you tried to handle it, this ain't Othello. I don't need you to send no message or whatever. We boys, you just tell me straight up, man, that may not be a cool idea. But you thinking I'm gonna go off. You thinking I'm well, you always go off. And so that was, and I mean, from there we never really talked, and we never really worked it out. And then after that, he started having these falls from grace, and I'm the blogger, and so I just had to blog about him. And so I guess he still feels some kind of way, because I said Reverend, and so and he said William, and that was the extent of our. And I've since then I've said good things. I think he's doing a good job with New Birth, and I was reasonably happy for his um being wed, and well, everybody. And so then I think that what is added on to it is because so he felt like because we were friends, I shouldn't have reported about the baby thing. I was like, oh, just like because I said we were friends, you should have just told me, hey, bruh, I don't want your church to get the wrong impression. And so I don't want you to pick me up to bring me to church. All you had to do was say that, and I would have been like, you know what? Okay, I feel you, and what have you, and move on. But you thinking I'm weak, and you thinking that that's gonna hurt my feelings, and so it it ain't been good sis. And so we was at this one of the Mayor Andre Dickens breakfast with ministers or whatever, and we saw each other, and so I thought it had gotten better. And then I saw him at that, and then I saw him at a 100 Black Men's Gala or whatever. He was like, oh, you're really lost weight, you look really good, and what have you. And so I was like, thank you. And I thought it had gotten better. I thought we were, had gotten, past or convinced. So I then the last time I think I saw him, I ran into him. I think it was at one of the mayor's mass balls. And so I was like, oh, let's take a picture. And he was like, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm still mad. I was like, you're still mad at me? I'm the one that's supposed to be mad. And we did some lives, and I talked about him and he talked about me, and then whatever. So y'all help me. I'm trying to figure out why he's still mad. So today clearly let me know. Fatima is a mess. So I was just like, okay, he's still feeling some kind of way. All right. Thank God for Deacon Terrence Myers with $15. We are 10 away from our goal for tonight. Okay, let's see. All right, I'm sorry. What is this? So we were 34. So 34 divided by 2. Or 30, yeah, 30, because that was 34 minus 15. I'm sorry. All right, we're just $19. Who has that last $20? So we can go to bed. I'm 37 minutes over my time but I had to give y'all that little backstory, tonight. And then I think, so then I was wondering was what I said, but everybody was commenting about, about her dress or the pantsuit that she wore for the wedding. And so I don't know if that added into it, because I it was never no introduction or anything, but she saw me in person, I saw her and him, and that's how it that's how it went. And I was like, why? I ain't did nothing to you. You did that to me and made it awkward for me and my church members, and my relationships and what have you. And we haven't been right We haven't been right since. So I guess he's still mad, y'all. I guess that was his way of saying that he was still mad. All right, thanks so much for Gladys Terrell has just did 9. So we are $10 away from our goal tonight. Just $10 away, and we will have had a wonderful night. It ain't what you do. It is. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. I love that. I remember you from Apostle Nick's church. Oh wow, please don't say that. I miss that was my friend, Kevin Dwayne Nick. I miss him. I would have been over there tonight. I would have been over there tonight. That was my friend and brother, Kevin Dwayne Nick. We got ordained together, believe it or not. We got ordained together. Kevin and I, Pastor Simmons assigned us to sit next to each other. We had the pulpit, and then we had chairs on either side of the pulpit where the ministers and elders would sit. And me and Kevin Nick, we sat right next to each other through that. It was almost, I think, a year or two process. And man, he was a friend and brother. Had my first prophetic conference at his church. He was like, man, I love you, I support you. You can have the church for free. And he went and gave me the money and wouldn't take any money back from me. He gave me the money for the hotel rooms to house the speakers for those 3 nights. That was my friend. So, wow. Okay, you would play the bass. All right. Wow. Man. I was hoping that they would have been able to continue. He did so much, and he worked so for and trusting and believing God for his ministry. And I was hoping that they would have been able to carry on. I was hoping, and it was just like, I don't even know where those people are. It seemed like it was doomed from the start after he died. And I wasn't expecting that. All right, my last 10, and I am out of here. Y'all, this was a fun night. We got a little bit of everything tonight. We got it. I taught a little bit of history lesson, a little bit of Afro-American studies tonight, and then we got some good information. I don't know why Rashad didn't come on. Why did Rashad come on? Rashad said he was gonna come on tonight, and he didn't. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. What are y'all saying? Okay, Miss Hyde, the man that was complimenting another. Who is that? A man that was complimenting another man. Oh, yeah, Miss Hyde. Miss Hyde, would you stop? Well, what is wrong with that? Men can compliment other brothers. Y'all see, y'all ladies make bros. Y'all gotta stop that. Y'all make brothers not have good relationships and friendships because y'all be reading more stuff into stuff than what y'all supposed to. He just complimented. I mean, Cam is an athlete, so quite naturally he's got a nice physique. Oh, he didn't want you to to whistle. Oh my God. Oh my God, Miss High. Okay. Glad mother. Yeah, listen, that's why I love the church mothers. Mothers are gonna keep it real. They gonna tell it to you 100 exactly different strokes for different folks. Oh my gosh. Okay. Just like that, he didn't know that one of his staff didn't get the invitation to uh Kim B. Kim B just lying. Okay, wait a minute. Grandma used to say, you mad scrap. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Y'all are cutting up over here. Wait a minute. I didn't see it in this. Okay, if anyone is yes, we're looking for moderators and people to be a part of the team. Okay, so it says, Goddess, he ain't need none of you. Y'all, why are y'all acting as so the Goddess is trying to participate? Oh my God, y'all are cut. Why did y'all cut up like this over here in these comments? I am so glad she told me to take a look at it. All right, that last $10. Come on. What is that? What was that song? I got my last $2 or something like that. What was that song? You remember it went viral on Instagram? People were singing it. I got $2 or something like that. It's some old blues song that folks was singing. All right, come on, y'all, come on, let me go on and get in the bed. Y'all, let me come on and get in the bed. Who's got that last $10 that's gonna help me out on tonight? I want to finish out tonight with in a good with a good number, good offering. We had a good time today. I can't wait to post some of the videos and some of the interviews and exciting stuff from today. The Polo Classic was phenomenal. Glad that we attended. And I think y'all, Johnny Taylor, last $2. That's it. That's it. So, Pastor, you give me that last $10, and so we can get out of here. I got 240 of you all. Goddess Fatima, before I go, how are we doing on likes on tonight? How are we doing on likes? And just like that, Courtney has sent it that last $10. Oh, but I thank God. How did we do on likes? How did we do on likes tonight? How did we do on like? I don't know why he's so mad at me. I don't know why. I don't know why he is mad. Okay, Miss High said, remember how he interviewed Kim Burrell on his podcast, and she said how she was hurt she didn't get invited to new birth installation, and he said he sent the invite. He didn't know the stuff didn't send. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't see that part. I honestly didn't see that part of the interview. I know that I think she was there for his birthday or something, and so but I don't know. I don't know how because I get mixed. I like Kim, and I've never had a problem with, you know, any of her public statements, and I think I've even you know, at some point defended her. I know that we approached her, or I've approached her a couple of times about uh, interviews, and um, she was not ready, or didn't think that it would be a good idea to sit with me. um and I don't know, well, I got mixed reviews about her. You know, she was thinking that she was trying to, you know, water or cool the temperature on, you know, how things had transpired with and for her. And so um she didn't think it would be a good idea, or that's what she told the person. She didn't think it would be a good idea. But you know what, Goddess Fatima, I have, I'm gonna tell you, while we are just sitting here, I want us to get Juanita. Juanita Bynum is my girl. I love her, and I believe that the feeling is mutual. And she did my very first interview live at Sambuca. We bought out Sambuca restaurant. It was a jazz, live jazz supper club, and it was a phenomenal event in Buckhead in Atlanta. She wore the famous dress that she was attacked in. And I'll never forget it. I was almost in tears. I had this red, I think it was either red, uh, Versace. It was either red Versace or red, uh, oh, not, it wasn't Moschino. What, maybe it was Moschino jacket. And I was a big boy then. And I mean, the place was packed. It wasn't a table empty in the house. And she was running late. And I thought, they said, you know, this is live and we only got so much time and we gotta go. And she was running late. And so I was almost in tears, and so I told them, I got up on stage and I thanked everybody for coming out. I don't know where the footage is from that. Like, I've done so much phenomenal stuff that I don't even remember. You know, Vincent Terrell Hill is such a diabolical individual. um you know, that's something that is always, got his hands has always been on my life, even when people would try to, now you get me to pay you at the recommendation of Larry to make my website, and then you want me to pay you again to, after you try to take down the files, and then you running around up in North Carolina trying to talk about like you're some spiritual preacher or healer. You know what? God is gonna repay him. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you, you cannot do God's people wrong and think you're gonna be blessed. And y'all can tell, I feel the prophetic on tonight. Y'all can tell Vincent if he don't do right, and if he don't do right by this blonde head boy that's sitting here on tonight, you mark my words, you'll hear about him in not many days since. I'm not saying that he'll leave, but I'm saying that what he's trying to do, and you cannot, just like Nene said, it took a sinner to tell you that you can't play, you can't win when you dirty. You can't. He ain't nothing he puts his hand to do is gonna work until he makes good and do right. Not just by me, other folks. It's not just me, it's other people that he's done wrong. You ain't gonna be able to do it. You ain't gonna be able. That's why them words that you said against Larry fell to the ground. They fell to the ground. What nothing. And I'm not saying that just because we are friends and we were able to reconcile, but you a liar. And a lie wouldn't be able to wasn't able to stand. You thought that you was gonna come back. But anyway, so Juanita did that. So it would be great. It would be great to reconnect with her. That would be phenomenal. That would be phenomenal. And that was such an incredible night. Because I remember, I think she had hurt her arm or something, but it was rumors running around that Juanita Bynum had a stroke, and people were going back when looking at the photographs and looking at how she was holding her hand, trying to say she was overcompensating. And I think she had she works out or whatever. And I think she had hurt herself working out, or her arm was sore. Just something real basic after, and people were really trying to make a big deal out of it. But anyway, it was that was phenomenal. So that would be really, really hot to reconnect and have Sunday Night live and interview with me and the prophetess Juanita Bynum. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, bonkers is going off in my mind of how incredible that night. So and if anybody wants to work with me and Obnoxious Media, we are certainly looking for you. And there's some opportunities, not just to moderate, but we do a lot of other things. It's a lot of other things and stuff behind the scenes and stuff that you don't know about that's in the working. Amen. So you all can definitely hit up Goddess Team. Also, how many of you all are subscribed to my text messages? How many of y'all are subscribed to my text messages? Let me know. Let me know if you're subscribed to my text messages. All right, let's just go. I need you all to text the keyword COGIC. Keyword COGIC to 844. What is that? 844-991. Look, I don't even know my own number. Okay, 844-991-1883. Text keyword COGIC to 844-991-1883. All right, you'll get my text messages, and you will definitely be up on the latest and before stuff happens, and like pre-release stuff before it's released and all of that. You'll get all of that first. So please, sir, please, ma'am, definitely log on and subscribe. Okay, thank you. Thank you. It's already in the comment section. So those of you that may get it from the replay, you all can definitely do that. Now, the COGIC one is what, helped make me famous, and that's breaking, information and stories on church stuff. Now, if you're not so much into the church stuff, you can text Obnoxious Media to the same number, and that's a little more pop culture and worldly than now the COGIC one, you're gonna get everything, but I'm just saying, so definitely or you can just subscribe to both of them. They're absolutely free, but those are my VIPs, and those people, if you're a subscriber, I I may send out a text and say, hey, meet me at such and such restaurant. Let's hang out. Or we're gonna start doing a lot more stuff, and a lot more fun and interactive things. All right. More. How many of y'all remember that word? God gave it to us on, I think it was last week. More. I don't know what it is I'm feeling, but I want more. All right, y'all. We've been on 3 hours. That makes no sense. So I'm gonna say good night. I love and appreciate everybody. Did I cover everything? Miss Fatima, who is my boss lady. I need to make sure that I do what the boss lady say. Make sure I do what, because she'll be telling me, and you make me sick. And I told you. Oh, and before she says it, here's Pretty Boy in the bottle. Here's Pretty Boy in the bottle. It's only $50 for this bottle. And I'm telling you, you're going to love this. You're going to love this. Cleans up dark spots, fights acne, moisturizes your skin. Y'all, that everybody used to always try and say I had such bad skin. Not no more. How about that? And y'all need to make sure y'all meet me in person, because y'all can see I look if you think I'm pretty on here, I look a whole lot better in person. That's what everybody says, that men, women, young, old, everybody says that. They was like, oh my gosh, you look so much better in person. I was like, oh, thank you. I mean, like, I used to be like, what they trying to say? What you saying? What you mean by that, Willis? What you say, Willis? Ain't that what Gary Coleman used to say? All right, I'm getting off here. Thank y'all, and appreciate y'all for hanging out with me on tonight. And Sunday Night Live. Hey, I love it. I love it. I love it. And see y'all probably tomorrow. All right.